The secret purpose of Project Stuzha. Arnold thinks he's got it figured out, huh?
That's standing in
Take a look.
Tsaritsa.
Ghost
This is a
riding
great
again.
shot too, man. This is so freaking, and it's right in front of the palace. Like this
Yup.
is such a, and see, you can actually see. It's
Yeah, the little tree root looking things, bro. I'm telling you, they're either branches or roots of some kind, probably of the great white birch, right?
like it's above.
Which is probably, now that we know about the Carmrions being descendants of the Tsaritsa, by the way, the tree that Dainsleefer is the bowkeeper of. It's likely not the Irminsul like I originally thought.
Of Zapoliarny Palace specifically. I wonder if these. A part of me wonders if these are like ley lines actually, but like they're in the sky. Because these look like tree branches or like tree roots. But like I assume this is what the ley lines, like ley lines are kind of similar, right? They like run underground though. But these look like kind of like branches or roots in the sky.
I really like the idea, because I did think about this as well, that if these would be ley lines, which again would probably be the roots of the great white birch, maybe like in a semi-original Irminsul, not actually original, but I do really like the idea that just because the Irminsul's gone doesn't mean, like, for example, the world tree is gone, or that there can't be other Irminsuls, like a greater Irminsul, right? I like to think that the great white birch could have been one of the originals, maybe, but also that this Snezhnaya is not Snezhnaya. You know, like Arnold was talking before about Snezhnaya might not exist, that really weird fucking theory that the one NPC had in Nordcry or something? It would make sense if, just like Ungeon's circle, right, it's got like the lunar veil around it to an extent, but imagine if it's the ley lines that are wrapped around it and this is just the memory of Snezhnaya. If within the ley lines are the memories of the past, right? I liked the idea that the kind of autumnal Snezhnaya area could have been the original, and this could be the preserved version, or vice versa even. We just don't know enough yet. But it would be very cool if this is like the memories.
So I don't know if this is the
cool.
Tsaritsa's Project Stuzha manifesting. I don't know what the hell this is. Or I don't know if this is the, if this has anything to do with like their city in the sky that the Belyazar tried to create. I guess he tried to create like a separate civilization. Someone in chat just mentioned the same thing. Yeah, I'm kind of curious if that's what this is. If this is like a separate thing that's connected to their sky city or whatever. But we have to wait and see.
It's called the Shadow Realm.
I can't believe they actually called it the Shadow Realm.
Yeah,
but
it is kind of lit, dude. Send him to the Shadow Realm, Yugi.
Also, is nobody concerned by how many fucking trains there are here? I can't help, guys, I'm sorry. I can't help but think of Honkai Star Rail, because they got something like this in Plain Arcadia, where there's like a dark realm with a bunch of destroyed trains in it too. And now it's in Genshin, and I'm like, wait a minute, what is happening here? What is the Shadow Realm? It's like a nebulous like realm outside of Tevat's jurisdiction.
A place where no wind blows, no light shines, and no elemental energy flows.
I like the idea of no wind blowing means like, and time, what was the exact wording? No wind blows, no light shines. I like the idea that that does mean it's out of the realm of the shades, basically, you know? No Istaroth for the winds, the thousand winds, shit like that. No light being no life or no space even. I like the idea that it is a realm ungoverned by gods, basically, which I think is a really cool idea for this. That could be the Project Stuzha.
Time itself doesn't exist here.
Oh shit. Actually, it's more like a hyperbolic time chamber then. So Asmodee has no authority, elements don't have authority, the heavenly principles don't have authority, like...
This could be the start of the new world, by the way. I do think this is more likely to be Project Stuzha-esque rather than the... I mean, the tree ley line looking things could be as well. It could be a part of it. But I do think the Shadow Realm is what they plan to make the new world. And it could also have something to do with that inverted statue, don't forget. The shadow inverted statue, right?
Nothing. They said no wind blows here. That's like, Mayor Javari, hello?
Yep,
yeah, this is very interesting. I'm wondering what the lore tie-in is to this. I don't know if, like, is the Void Realm superimposed on Tevat, and this is like a slip space into the Void Realm, right? And it's like a distorted version of Tevat, but it's not exactly Tevat. I actually mentioned that I wonder if the Abyss could mimic a nation, because they...
Yeah, that was a really fucking cool theory. It really was. I like the idea of that. I don't necessarily think this is abyssal in nature. It could be Lumines doing, I guess, with the Loom of Fate, but like Abyss Order, not the Abyss, you know? We have to differentiate that. I feel like this could definitely be the Abyss Orders doing.
Can mimic bosses,
or with the Abyss Orders help.
They can mimic creatures and they can mimic people. I was like, oh, can they mimic environments? Can they mimic like a town or a nation, like structurally? I think that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, this also kind of feels like it might be like similar to a Hollow. But yeah, I guess that's why Aether comes here to train, because he's like, while he's training here, nothing is happening. Like time is basically still from his perspective.
Oh, true. Oh, that is cool. Yeah. I get if that's how that works, if it is like a little time pocket dimension, kind of like the Eternal Oasis, right? But like almost a whole world of it, that'd be kind of awesome, dude.
So when he comes in here and he comes back from the outside, no time has passed, which is kind of cool, because then he can come here, train, leave, get all this experience, and not really have to worry about missing a beat on anything. So I kind of associate it to like the hyperbolic time chamber, because he's coming here to do his simulation, like shooting training and all of that.
True consistency exists only in principle. In the real world, fairness is relative.
So you have...
Oh, shit. Child and Feofan are at odds with one another. And look at that. Puccinella is presiding over this. I guess they're... Oh, we're in the room, actually.
Is this Sandrone, or am I crazy? Yes? No? Yes. Oh, I think it might be. Who is supposed to be in this empty seat, then? On Feofan's side? You know, because this is like a discussion, a versus thing. Oh, Arlecchino, maybe she's supposed to be there. On Feofan's side instead of Tartaglia and I struggle to believe that, weirdly. If they are kind of arguing with each other. I don't know if it is necessarily an opposition, though. I think this is more... I know he said like Tartaglia and Feofan are kind of going at each other, but I don't think it's a side versus side thing necessarily, nor do I think it's like this team versus this team versus this team versus this team. I think it's probably more likely that this is just a whole of like council, right? An entire council where they could just discuss things and come to an agreement at the end. In Pulcinella's little pink book.
Traveler up here with Vodyanitsa.
Oh, true. I didn't even see Traveler, dude. Oh my god, what's this big motherfucker doing here as well?
In on one of the meetings. I definitely didn't notice that we were in the room. I thought this was like a separate...
Yeah, no, me either. I also did not notice that we were in there. That's pretty cool.
Scene right here. But yeah, Child's basically saying, hey, we need more efforts to help out because we have a problem here. And Feofan's like, don't know what to tell you, buddy. Probably needs like money or support or whatever. Sandrone's also in the room. There's a bunch of other... Yeah. Obviously, Puccinella is the mayor of Snezhnaya, but he's also the...
This is no shade at all. Is that how you say his name? I love the way Arnold says Puccinella. Pulcinella, right? Or is it Puccinella? It just reminds me of like Cuccinella, bro. Puccinella.
Chairman of the Snezhnagrad Veche, I think is how you pronounce it. So
I thought it was like Vesha. Maybe.
He has, I think, final say on like what passes and what doesn't. Like he's the overseer.
Yeah, he demands the city council.
Essentially.
Have no intention of finding a solution to this problem?
In accordance with the result of this vote.
Yeah, well, I like to say, according to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique, then at least cut it up. Bro, this is just fucking Nuvia Little, bro. I'm telling you. After that little teaser we got with the hydro and the golden threads intertwining it.
To this problem?
In accordance with the result of this vote, Project Stuzha will remain in effect.
Oh, until the next
Vecha period.
Vecha, yeah.
Vecha. Okay, they say Vecha.
I feel like that sounds like a very Russian word. Like I see it, and yes, in English it'd be like Vecha, but Vesha in Russian, right?
Civilization is
maybe pronounced differently though. Civilization is nothing but an illusion is a fucking crazy statement, you fucking psychopath. God, that one line from that trailer really makes me think, and I didn't even pick up on it at first, like when we originally watched it.
Oh wait, what was that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Civilization is nothing but an illusion. Something whose very existence can be negated at any moment.
Oh, well, you would know, right? He's like, what's a civilization? What is a kingdom? Those things are here 1 minute, gone the next. Sounds like he's speaking from personal experience, chat. Something whose very existence can be negated at any moment. Oh, Pierro. We just read through Sandrone's lore yesterday, and she was like, I took one look at Pierro and realized the world had taken too much from him, and I felt kind of, I feel kind of bad for him, too.
It's like, you know, to be fair, we still need to learn a fuck ton about Pierro. I mean, this guy's not King Ermin, right? This guy's not a fucking ruler of Conrail where everything was taken from him. I 100% believe he's had so much taken from him, but what exactly? What did he care about that was taken from him? Friends, more than likely. Family, more than likely. But, like, that also happened to other people. I'm not saying it makes it better, but, like, why look at him and think it's taken too much from him? He's lost more than we know. His kingdom, he didn't rule Kamriar, though. His whole nation, Dainsleif, plenty of other people. This is what I'm saying. It's like, I feel like he's lost way more than we are aware of right now. Way more than we are aware of. Hence the way that he looked at the shades, the way that he kind of let it happen as well. Maybe he's remorseful because he made a bargain deal with Renova or something. I said this before. This motherfucker was stood at the edge of the Cataclysm looking at Renova when she did her fucking boom and just walked away looking depressed. It's like, he's definitely lost more than we know. I am so curious as to what that is. So curious. I assume we're going to figure that out pretty early on in Snezhnaya. But yeah, probably faith, probably a lot of things. But I'm hoping it's something that we can't even think of right now, you know?
Like, damn, man. He's on a freaking...
Yeah, Skara mentioned he was a royal mage. He was a royal mage. I think it was a different word, right? Or was it mage? It's like a court mage or something of Kamriar. What was it? What was his official title? I thought it was something... Court mage, yeah. Royal court mage or something.
He's like on a warpath for revenge. And it's like, I don't know what their true plan is with Project Stuzha. They're trying to create... So here's the thing. Actually, now that I think about it, chat, you know how the Loom of Fate is able to weave new ley lines and Lumine is trying to create a new nation, right? She's trying to recreate Conria. I wonder if Project Stuzha... So Lumine, I think Project Stuzha is just a bigger Loom of Fate. Like, I wonder if Lumine is trying to create a nation using new ley lines.
I think the Tsaritsa's plan requires the Loom of Fate. I think that's kind of... Lumine was brought here for a reason. She was summoned to Kamriar. She stayed with Pierro for a time. Her story has to have some involvement with the Tsaritsa's overall plan because it's coming to an end. So what is it, right? I think it's part of Project Stuzha. I do. I think it's going to be way more closely tied to just like a bigger version of the Loom of Fate. I think the Loom of Fate is just one small requirement for Project Stuzha.
But the Tsaritsa is trying to create a new world using ley lines and memories and stuff like that. Because, like, I remember the line that Pierro also said. He was like, oh, you know, Rosalind, your final resting place will...
The entirety of the old world, baby.
Be the entirety of the old world, implying that they're trying to create a new world. And I think the only way they could do that is through like ley line manipulation or like something like that, like a new ley line system on a world scale that's removed from Teyvat. Hell, I actually wonder if they could just...
As much as I think yes, it's like... I would like to think that the Harbingers and the Tsaritsa could come up with a different method that's not just straight yoinked from the very foundation that they hate about this world. You know? That'd be kind of shit. I've always said the Harbingers seem like a government organization. They've got the mayor, they've got the banker, they've got the doctor, they've got the world navigator, you know, the diplomat, kind of. They've got everything. They've got the frontline warrior. They've got the moon goddess. They've got everything they need. Had everything they need to create a new world. Even Capitano, who rules over the ley lines now. They got everything. The thing that they hate, though, is the gods. They don't like the gods. They don't like the fact that the world is ruled by the gods. They're just going to become what they hate if they do that. And I think that would be a very sad ending for the Harbingers. I don't think that's necessarily what they're going for with the ley lines. I really would love if they could just figure something else out. I don't know what that is. I think Arnold's right, and it does make the most sense for it to be ley line related. But I think if they stick to their original like philosophy of we want a world not ruled by the gods, like let us rule, like at least do it in a way that's not just straight up fucking yoinking the shit from the gods to then rule the world or create a new world. Like maybe that's what the Loom of Fate is for, to weave new threads that don't include ley lines, you know, where memories are not stored, everybody is not monitored 24/7. I don't know.
Create a new world in the shadow, like that. Maybe they could use the Shadow Realm as a base, because that's what like separate from Teyvat. Like
that's what I was saying earlier. That would be very cool because it's already not ruled by the shades. There's no governing force there. No time, no light, no elements, no nothing. It's an entire new place where they could set base. That'd be really cool.
That's in its own little pocket realm. So I actually wonder if that's what they're doing. I don't know if that's what they're doing. That's just like I'm just thinking right now. I'm like, oh,
that's what I was saying, dude. I think that would make more sense to be Project Stuzha overall rather than the enveloping ley lines necessarily. It could be to do with it as well, but it could be so many things. It could be that the ley lines are ever encroaching to solidify Teyvat into a tree, right? At the bottom of the roots. And then the new world is somewhere else, so fate doesn't care. I don't know. It could be a lot of different things.
That could be something if there's more information to that. Because if if Danica has access to the train that goes in and out of Snezhnaya, like in and out of the Shadow Realm, then that means the Tsaritsa has access to the Shadow Realm, and maybe that's what they're trying to do. Because it's like, oh, we can create our new world in a realm that the Heavenly Principles can't act.
And then think about it. The one time we've seen this kind of purple energy, to be fair, we've seen it a few times with even with Ether manipulating the abyssal energy, but we have also seen that same color purple energy on the inverted statue in Mondstadt years ago. One of the only pieces of lore that are like going into Snezhnaya that is still left unanswered was Columbina telling us where the inverted statue is. It's very likely going to be in the Shadow Realm, and it's going to be something that they can then manipulate to create a new kind of energy system, right? A new ruling authority of some kind. So I do think that is Nahida. Sorry, Nahida. I was thinking about Columbina, bro. It's very interesting. I do think it's going to be a case that we're going to find it either in Snezhnaya or in the Shadow Realm for sure.
Like they can't get to it because the Belyazar tried to create a nation, and I guess they failed because I don't know if it it's just like I don't even know if it's accessible or if it failed or whatever. So maybe they're like, okay, if we want to create our own existence, it can't be here because the Heavenly Principles will find it, they'll destroy it, whatever. So we have to create it in a way that they can't access, which the only thing I could think of is the Shadow Realm based on...
If Celestia really does only have one nail left, one Skyfrost nail left, right? I think it'd be really awesome if somehow the Tsaritsa manages to bait them to use it. What if she could bait them to use it and somehow have it go, like, into the Shadow Realm? And, you know, like, there was the ever frozen Skyfrost nail in the Night Kingdom, for example. I wonder if she could get it trapped in the Shadow Realm, like without it actually hitting something. If time doesn't exist there, would the Skyfrost nail be able to even do anything there? Would they be able to destroy it there, dismantle it, learn from it, investigate it? I don't know. Would they be able to send it somewhere else? Like we really need more information of what the Shadow Realm is, dude. Would they be able to turn it around, fire it back like this? Yeah. I feel like we have to see a Skyfrost nail in action. I feel like during the Snezhnaya patch cycle, we have to see one. And it's not going to hit, so where's it going to go? That's my thing. Maybe. I don't know.
What they've talked about. They were like, oh, you can't get to it or anything. I'm curious if that's what they might be getting at. And because I said earlier...
We technically already did, though. I mean, we didn't, right? Like, in the current era of the Traveler going through his story, we have not seen in real time a Skyfrost nail descend and do anything at all to a nation or anywhere. We haven't seen it. Us as players have, sure. Us as players have. But in the story of the game, we have not seen it. Like, it's not actually happened. Yeah, we saw a Zebai flashback from Langan. But realistically, it's just like saying, well, we've seen, like, Scaramouche's friend die with our own eyes. We haven't. We've seen like stuff in trailers and stuff, but I'm going from what we've seen in the actual game, you know?
I was like, oh, they look like tree branches, and I was like, maybe those are actually ley lines in the sky. Also, all right, chat, I'm all in on this theory. Because guess who rank #1 of the Fatui Harbingers is? And guess what his task was that the Tsaritsa allowed him to pursue? Capitano is currently the ley lines of Natlan.
Yep. And I said this literally a couple of days ago, bro, if you'll remember. Well, in fact, it was straight after the live stream, I think, that the Tsaritsa had a grand plan and Capitano was a part of it all along. Do y'all think there's any chance here that the Night Kingdom and the Shadow Realm are one and the same? How fucking awesome would that be? Could you imagine if the quote-unquote ley lines of the Shadow Realm is just the ley lines of Natlan, so bro is already governing the ley lines of the new Shadow Realm? How fucking cool would that be? How fucking 5 steps ahead would that shit be, dude?
So, like, what if she's using Capitano? I don't know if, like, could Capitano, like, could she take him out of Natlan and use him as a base for her new world ley line system?
I don't think you could just pick him up and plug him in somewhere else. I don't think you could just detach him from one ley line source and put him on another, to be fair. I think there would be more to it than that. But I think that there could be a way to do it for sure. Even if it is, like, making an agreement with Renova or something. Or, like I say, if the Night Kingdom and the Shadow Realm are one and the same, and we just don't know it
You know
yet.
what I mean? Like, I don't know. That'd be kind of cool. Because, like, maybe that's why she let him do it. Because I said this yesterday when we were going through Sandrone's lore. I was like, I don't think all the Harbingers are joining the Tsaritsa for their plan. I wonder if the Tsaritsa just has, like, a level of foresight to realize that the Harbingers' plans help her plan.
100%.
Capitano going to save Natlan helps her plan in the end.
Well, it's also because my whole thing with Capitano is it makes perfect sense for the Tsaritsa. As soon as we found out that the Tsaritsa was like the prime Comrion, basically, right? All Comrions were descendants of the Tsaritsa. It made perfect sense why she would just allow Capitano to go do this. If her plan is to create an entire new world, what better way to do this would there be for Capitano to harbor the souls of dead and lost Comrions within his goddamn body, go to Natlan, sacrifice himself to an extent where he breaks the frickin' the paradoxical agreement with Renova, right? So that he can then basically deposit the lost souls of the Comrions into the leyline system of Natlan, whether or not it's a Shadow Realm or not, so that the Tsaritsa can one day revive them using quote-unquote ley lines. I'm using a lot of quote-unquote here because they might just be different things. You know, like Aru is quote-unquote Irminsul. It's like a very different system, but it fundamentally does the same thing. So I'm like, this could 100% just be a grand plan of hers. Absolutely. Yeah, basically just caching the Comrions for a future, until they're needed by the CPU, sure. I don't know about in computer science terms, but basically, yeah, I think it would line up with the Tsaritsa's overall plan.
Help her plan. Capitano going to save Natlan helps her plan in the end. Dottore forcing Nahida to separate Irminsul from the memories and everything from Irminsul helps her plan. Columbina and her Kuvaki and all of that helps the Tsaritsa more than it helped Columbina joining. You know what I mean? So like, I really
don't know about the whole moon stuff with Columbina, to be fair. I don't know what kind of benefit that would necessarily have for the Tsaritsa specifically. I feel like it'd benefit us more. But then if we are going to join the Fatui, which, to be fair, every time we go to a fucking nation, we pick up a new title. Why not New Harbinger at this point? Because at the end of the day, dude, the Fatui's grand plan is this probably a very similar or the same end goal as ours. It's just a very unconventional way of getting there, you know? Very unconventional.
I wonder if she just knows stuff, or if she has premonition to know, and that's why she gave everybody their specific rank, because each of their ranks associates with a different part of her overall plan to create like a new world. And like the further down the list you go, she was like, you know, child, maybe you can just help fight, or maybe you're like maybe you're also part of the plan if you're connected to the third descender. Okay, because then rank 4, Arlecchino, maybe her Blood Moon Balefire.
Yeah, for like killing memories.
Right, her Crimson Moon and her ability to erase memories.
When they say burn the old world, chat, I don't necessarily think they mean set it ablaze on fire. I think they mean make everybody forget. Set the world ablaze with Arlecchino's Balefire. I don't necessarily think it means set the whole world ablaze. I think it just means give everybody a new life, a new start. Death memory, like the R&R. Yeah, like deleting it from storage, like creating a backup in it. Well, like getting rid of the backup, I guess. Just like the R&R. Start afresh.
Maybe that could help. Rank 5, the mayor. I don't really know.
It could also just be kill them, store them in the ley lines, move them, to be fair.
Maybe political influence to get into other nations. Rank 6, Scaramouche. Maybe him as a puppet, like his connections to Irminsul.
Well, I think his was probably the test of actually like testing Irminsul's capabilities and limits. I think that also makes sense, right?
His core, maybe that could go into general research. Rank 7, which is Sandrone, may have had something to do with her stellar linchpin
maybe. I was also thinking the world formula for her as well.
Activating and giving her a second life. Rank 8, La Signora.
Gotta have a hot one.
I don't know what La Signora or Pantalone.
Revival, bro, revival.
Actually, yeah. Sandrones would actually be the world formula. She perfected the world formula. Scaramouche might actually be like abyssal research because he was constantly sent to the abyss on behalf of Pierro and the Tsaritsa as well. I don't know about Rosalind, and I don't know about like Theophon might just be like another business, like a political move, like a business move, like finance.
I mean, every new world needs a currency, right? And it's not to say that that is a necessary thing, but clearly he doesn't agree with the rules and formulation of Mora, for example. So he's going to have to come up with a new system that works better. Right, he's going to have
the money so that way people can go out into the world and accomplish all their goals.
Again, at the end of the day, if this is a government, guys, I mean, Pulcinella included, I don't think it's gone over Pulcinella yet, but just a mayor, a leader, a democratic, you know? It's like...
10th Fatui Harbinger is... The jury's out with that one. And then Child might be a mix between his affiliations with the Sinner, his connections potentially to the third Descender, who might...
I think it's also having connections with the Abyss and... Well, mainly just the Abyss, to be
Might be
honest.
connected to the Tsaritsa as well. So Child might just be like a trump card for her, maybe. And I actually kind of wonder if that's... I actually am wondering now more than ever. I'm like, I actually think that's what each of the individual Fatui Harbingers, their individual goals align with her overall goal. So she's like killing two birds with one stone. She's like, I'll get recruits, you get what you want, and by you getting what you want, I get my Grandmaster plan in the end. And it might be Capitano is like the base of her New World's ley lines, and that's why he's currently in the Night King. Not the Night. Yeah, he's currently a part of the Night Kingdom right now. Child is Ajax. I don't mean like, well, I know Ajax is his name, but he just has potential to be. We can't say he is because the game hasn't confirmed that. Like, I don't know if Child is that same Ajax or if he just shares the name and therefore he shares the same destiny, but he's got potential.
Names are very important in TEAMGROUP, but two people having the same name doesn't necessarily mean they go the exact same routes and have the exact same experiences, right? Maybe it means their fate is tied, so they have very similar end game, but...
Read Ajax lore, I forgot. The Ballad of the Fjord Battle Pass weapon. Oh, the Tower of Ipsissimus. Yeah, the Renee's notes. Yeah. Also, Hymns of the Far North. I mean, Hymns of the Far North talks about Saralainen, who we believe to be Ajax, but I don't think they mention Ajax in Hymns of the Far North specifically. So long story short, I think that's what the Tsaritsa might be planning. I can't be too sure. She still wants to fight the Heavenly Principle, so Project Stuzha can just be one big weapon, because we also have to remember Mistletoe, which is like a part of Norse mythology, and it's a part of like killing the gods and stuff like that. So it could just be like one big weapon project to destroy the Heavenly Principles or take...
I like the idea that Mistletoe could be from the sword that Kaya mentioned, to be honest, in his quest. I like the feeling that it could go full circle there, and he's not a liar at all. But I also like the idea that the Tsaritsa could actually be the one to wield Mistletoe, and that could be from the powers of the shades that she gains as well. But then it wouldn't necessarily be a sword either, so I don't know. It could also just be Capitano's sword, still, because that does make the most sense based on names alone.
Down the giant floating city in the sky for all we know. So I'm going to keep my options open.
Good video, dude. Good video. I really like Arnold's in-depth discussions like that, man. Very, very cool. I'm kind of with him, to be honest, on a lot of those points as well. I agree with a hell of a lot of them.